Hey, Kris Wise here with Wise About Flower Mound, and I'm here with Kelly Walling, and she is a local attorney, and we just wanted to spend some time together and talk about you. So tell me, I'm so happy that you met me here at my favorite place, Swirl Bakery. So, how long have you been an attorney? Why? All of that crazy stuff.
I have been an attorney for 26 years.
Oh, wow.
And I did it because my dad did it.
Oh, okay.
And when I was about 3, I started following him around everywhere he went.
Oh my gosh,
so
isn't
by
that great?
the time I was 18, I thought I knew what I was doing anyway.
Yeah.
And I do probate law, business law, estate planning, and guardianship alternatives.
Okay.
So it's a fairly broad practice.
Right.
And I've done all of that for the 26 years I've been practicing.
Okay.
I do a lot of probate here and a lot of estate planning, which is wealth preservation.
Yes.
And people who have estates, they need to know how to arrange them best, because you can lose lots and lots of money when people pass away.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I do.
Okay, so estate planning. So that's good. So you mentioned wills and probate, and do you do like family law, like divorces?
I do not, but I have some friends who are fantastic at it, both here and in Dallas. Okay. And I grew up here in Dallas.
Okay.
And then I've lived here in Flower Mound forever.
Okay.
And so I have a lot of connections in both places, and I don't have a whole lot of people who do what I do that I know, but I know a whole lot who do the divorce law and other things.
Right.
Yeah. Divorce law especially is a very, very unique area. It's a very niche area, and it changes very quickly.
Oh, wow.
So if you're going to get a divorce, I would highly recommend finding...
I'm not getting a divorce.
You need a really good divorce lawyer if you are.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And if you're going to do some business law, you need a really good business lawyer. And I can help you with that. I do buy-sell agreements, people who want to sell practices of different kinds around town. Yeah. I have actually, we last did a dental office that was going to be bought and sold, and there's lots of paperwork that goes with the buying and selling.
And probably just thinking about the things you don't know. I mean, it's like having any kind of professional in your life. They're there to guide you through something that they're an expert on and you are not on, but maybe it's a transition. I mean, just like being a realtor is you need a professional to make sure that you're just directed where you need to go.
I absolutely
and don't make
agree.
those costly mistakes.
Yes, and that's what happens for both of us. If clients don't come to us, we see messes afterward.
Yeah, it's like, how can you fix this?
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to cost you.
Exactly.
So you love what you do, obviously, for doing it this many years.
Yes, I do. And I think part of that is just rooted in the fact that I grew up at my dad's office. He dragged me around the courthouses with him. And I got to sit in the judges' chairs. Oh my gosh! And so it felt so much like my home to me. And I love writing. Okay. And I love reading. Okay. So I decided it was a really good fit. Wow. And I have been very grateful that I made that decision. It has suited me well.
Oh my gosh! So tell me about your firm. So your firm is in Dallas?
Well, excuse me. Caperton Walling Law Firm, and we have an office on Morris, and then we have an office on Greenville Avenue in Dallas. Okay. The website is www.capertonwallinklaw.com.
And we will have that link. Yes.
We have a number of blogs on there and are adding to them all the time. Great. I encourage anybody who wants to submit questions to me if they would like an article written about them. If I get enough questions, I'll usually put an article of some sort up. I have one up there right now that has to do with why you need wealthy or not, why do you need a will? Yes, and that's a great article.
Because when it comes to, like, when you get to the point where you're selling the house and you haven't had that, we've got to go through that whole probate process and just make sure that we're able to sell the house.
Exactly.
And it doesn't just happen just because you had a piece of paper.
No. And we need you guys. Yeah. We need you guys a lot. Yeah. Because we have people who don't know what to do with houses, people who live out of town. Yes. And we reach out to you guys because our clients are particularly vulnerable.
Right, at that point. There's so many people who can take advantage. I mean, that's what's so
true.
sad.
That's true. And you really need people around you trust that you can refer to, because that's your reputation.
Exactly, exactly. Because they want to feel like that through that entire process that their hand was held, and once again, that professional has guided them through that, so that you're making good choices all along the way.
I agree.
Sometimes in a situation that you had no idea, especially if somebody died and they're from another state and they're like, I've never even seen the house, but it's my aunt's or it's my, whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think that's true with lawyers as well. We'll have people I have people from Virginia right now in a case I was working on this morning, and they live up there.
Yeah.
And they had a mom down here.
Okay.
And she passed away and has a Virginia will.
Oh.
And they're going to have to try to probate it down here.
Okay.
And they've got a house of hers that they need to sell now, and that's what you and I do. You know. And it's a great.
We're problem solvers.
Yeah, and
exactly.
And it's rewarding, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Definitely. Well, it's exciting. So, so your ideal client, what do they? Not what they look like, you know what I mean. But what is? So, is it somebody who is wanting to sell a business? So, who are like your people who are your ideal clients?
Probate client-wise, probate refers to what you do with an estate in court after somebody has passed away. So generally speaking, somebody will come to me after a loved one has passed away, and they have all this stuff. That's all in a mess usually.
Yeah, because they weren't planning on it.
Yeah. And so we put that in order for them. The estate planning has a lot to do with wealth preservation.
Okay.
And it's wills, trusts, living trusts, testamentary trusts, advance directives, powers of attorney, that kind of stuff. And those are documents that I think one of the main things I try to do is explain to people how important those are. Those are critical. In some cases, they avoid fights that have been, that ruin families. And I can't stress enough, if you don't have a good estate plan, you need one, please.
Yes, and that is so true, because I've tried to sell houses where there was 4 or 5 siblings and not everybody was on board, and when it comes to signing, the contract and,
And then on the guardianship front, I've done a lot with the special ed system in Louisville ISD on a volunteer basis.
Okay.
And so my interest in guardianship applies both to younger people who have disabilities and to older people. And I work with a lot of people who are getting to that point in life where they just can't manage their own affairs very well. And once again, this stops fights. Definitely stops fights.
Right.
Guardianship is a very technical, detailed, difficult procedure and position, and there's a lot to it. So I also like to encourage people to think about alternatives. There are many alternatives, and oftentimes the alternatives will have a solution for you.
Right.
Guardianship's pretty expensive.
Okay.
And it's very time consuming for the guardian. So we try to look at everything.
Right.
See what fits you best.
And figure out what makes sense. And so it sounds like your goal is to really seek to understand what the issues are, and then what options are out there for you, that then, it's not always just it's only this. You've got many ways to look at it.
Correct.
And you're going to be looking at it from all those different ways and figure out what's best for the client in the end.
Yes.
And cost effective. I mean, it still meets the goals. And that is so important, definitely.
And then on the business law front, I do business formation, governing documents, which will be like company agreements, which tells how long officers serve, who can do the banking, all that kind of stuff. Right. And then I am general counsel for Flower Mound Women in Business.
Oh, okay.
And so I set up their nonprofit, and I do all of their legal work.
Great.
And I've got another client, not as well known, that I do the same thing for, and a lot of times that's for bigger bigger size clients. Though I love to work with small businesses as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Oh, that's great. And then you also mentioned like selling a business, so
Yes.
working on that piece.
Buy-sell agreements. We do. I do C-level employment contracts that are going to have like non-disclosures and non-competes and things like that. CFOs, I've done a lot for CEOs, CFOs, that kind of thing.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it sounds like I'm such a variety of different things. No day is the same for you, probably like me too.
Don't you love that? I needed that.
I don't want to wake up and do the same thing. So I was an accountant before I became a realtor 18 years ago, and it truly was every day was the same, and I got so bored.
Yeah, well,
but
there are a lot of jobs like that too that are very much the same. But I'm not much the same person at all.
No, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm definitely that same way too. It's like I want a challenge each day. Now, there's times where I've had enough challenges, but it's like, okay, then you need to take a break. But really, just being able to solve problems each day is just so fulfilling.
It is for me too. I'm always learning about what I do, and I do a lot of that through continuing legal education, which I take more of than anybody I've ever known, more than I have to.
Right.
And and then you get to apply it to new situations in your work, and you accomplish something different.
Yeah.
And you can go a little deeper and a little deeper each time. And I don't think I'd survive without that, without the variety.
Exactly.
I really don't.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm so thrilled to get to meet you and spend some time with you and just learn more about your practice and what you're looking for in clients, how I can refer people to you, which is great.
Yes, and I need to do the same thing with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's what it is. It's all about, women and certainly all bosses helping each other and business owners. Because, 2020 has been a little hard this year.
It has
for a lot of reasons.
Yes, it has.
So there's some businesses that are definitely struggling, and then there's other businesses that are doing okay. And so, we just all need to stick together and help each other out.
And that's one of the things I love about Flower Mound. We have evidence of that's happening everywhere around us all the time.
Yeah.
The people whose businesses are struggling, we're all trying to get there. And the people whose businesses are flourishing, we're cheering them on.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love that about this community.
Oh, I love that too. I just love Flower Mound. It's just such a great place to live. So what a great place to call home. So good. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate this, and I appreciate all of you tuning in and checking out my new good friend, Kelly. And if you have any estate needs or any legal needs other than a divorce, and I'm not getting a divorce, then certainly give her a call and she can help you out. And we've got links all over the place, so link it up. And thank you again. I appreciate it. So once again, Kris Wise with Wise About Flower Mound. Have a great day.